What's up, everyone? Criddle here, and I want to talk about the Backbone controller for your phone. Hopefully that comes in. My green screen sometimes messes things up, but anyway, yeah, looks like it's coming in okay. So I purchased the Backbone controller to test it out on using for my PlayStation. It is retail of $99, but I was able to get it on sale for $70. And overall, I think it's a pretty good deal, and it works fairly well. So I was going to go over it with you and kind of tell you a little bit about it. So this is the PlayStation edition of the Backbone. It is not made by PlayStation, but it's made by the Backbone company. But this is the PlayStation edition, and the only difference really is it's going to have the PlayStation buttons on it, and back here has a PlayStation logo. This is the USB-C version, so it will work with Android phones and newer iPhones. If you do have an older iPhone that uses the Lightning cable, you will have to purchase a specific unit that has the Lightning cable in it. So be sure to make sure you're buying the correct one if you go to get one. Like I said, it works the same though, no matter if you get this version or any other version. This one just has the logos on it. It does work with your PC. You can actually plug it directly in on your PC, and then it works great on your phone. I bought it to use with my Galaxy S21 phone. So that's this right here. And that is the phone that I personally tested it on. Now the controller itself, very comfortable. I feel like it fits well in my hand. It is a little bit smaller than your standard controller as far as the buttons are concerned. So all the buttons are slightly smaller. The Joy-Cons are a little bit smaller as well. But average size guy here, and it fits fairly well in my hand, and it is very comfortable. The build on it, very sturdy. I will say that I'm a little afraid that over time the spring or whatever inside of here might wear out, so we'll have to see how that goes. But I have used it for a few dozen hours now, and I really enjoy it. So far it's holding up fairly well. It does also have, if you look right here at the bottom, a USB-C plug, so you can plug directly in while you're playing it to charge your phone. And also on this end, it has a 3.5 millimeter headphone cable. So if you have headphones that you want to plug directly into it, you can do that. But you can also use earbuds if you have those Bluetooth earbuds. I personally have used my Galaxy Pro 2 earbuds that go with my phone, and it worked flawlessly. I had no issues whatsoever. So use whichever one you like. But it is nice to have that, since you can't really plug in a headphone directly into your phone, or if you're trying to charge it at the same time, because it potentially can use a lot of battery, which is another thing that I actually wanted to go over. Is I don't feel like it drains the battery super fast. I mean, it drains the battery as much as you have it turned on, so depending on the screen brightness and those kind of things. But my phone doesn't really get too hot, and it doesn't seem to drain the battery extremely fast, because it's just streaming video directly to the phone itself. So that is, in my opinion, a very big plus. I was actually able to play it for several hours in a row, and my battery only went down maybe 30% or so. So I think you can probably get 5 or 6 hours on a full battery, at least for my Galaxy S21. As far as the connection is concerned, I am using a PlayStation 5 that I play my games on, and then I'm streaming that to my phone. The PlayStation 5 does have an Ethernet cable directly plugged into the wall, so I'm not using Wi-Fi for the PS5. I'm only using Wi-Fi or mobile data on my actual phone, so it does have a very strong connection to the internet there, and it is fiber gig speed internet. So just little reference there, just in case you need to know what kind of speeds you want on your PlayStation 5. Mine is fairly fast, so that might make a difference if you have something a little bit slower, but I feel like it's not going to make that big of a difference, because it also works very well through just your mobile data, which I'm going to go over next. So the controller connection, I have tried it on my home Wi-Fi. Works very good. I had a few skips here and there. Whenever I had those couple of skips, I just rebooted my phone or rebooted the PlayStation, or both, and it usually fixed the problem. I don't know that a reboot was necessary, but it did fix the problem most of the time. I also tried several different locations, public Wi-Fi, various restaurants, fast food places, public library, those kind of things. I tried it out there, and it worked really well at those locations as well. There were some times when it would slow down a little bit, and my screen would get a little bit pixelated. But usually the latency on there didn't change. You're still able to move and do all the things that you want to do. but sometimes the quality of the image would drop down when you have a bad connection, and then it would just automatically scale back up once the connection was good again. As far as using it on mobile hotspot or mobile data, I do have 5G on my phone, and it was running very smoothly. It did drop quality more often when using my mobile data than when I used a Wi-Fi connection of any sort. However, when I was on my mobile data, I felt like it was more consistent and I didn't get any lag spikes or latency that way. So it's kind of hit or miss. If you want to have the best quality, I would recommend using it with Wi-Fi. However, it does work just fine through mobile data, assuming you have a solid connection with your phone to whatever mobile network you are on. And latency. So the latency on the actual controller itself felt really good. You can, you hit a button and it does the action immediately. There doesn't seem to be too much of a latency, like a delay there. Sometimes, when you're playing a game or something and trying to do over the internet, you might get, 100 millisecond latency or so. This does not feel bad at all. I feel like I was playing with a controller in my hand at home. In fact, you actually can play with this controller on your home system if you want to. Don't necessarily recommend it, but if it comes down to it and that's the only controller you have, it is possible to use that controller to play on your home system on your TV, and it doesn't really feel any different. I actually had it hooked up to my phone and on the TV at the same time, and I was using the controller, and I could see that it was moving, everything on the controller or on the screen, just like normal, as if I was just holding a normal Bluetooth PlayStation controller in my hand. Finally, the last thing that I want to mention is with the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, the controllers do have a touchpad on them. This doesn't have a touchpad directly on it. So if you want to use that on your phone, you do have to double tap your phone. It took me a little while to figure that out. And I was like, where is that button at? There was no button for it. So you double tap on your screen and then you can move it around like the normal touchpad. It does work, even though it's a little bit wonky, but it does function. And the only thing I really used it for was opening up, like usually it's opening up maps or menus or something in a game and you push the actual thing in. I never really used it for the touch screen part of it. So I can't really say if it works really well for that, but if you do double tap on the screen, it does appear and it does open up those menus like if you just pushed in the touchpad. Anyway, hopefully this video helps you out. Decide if you want to buy the Backbone. I do recommend it. I think it's great if you want to be able to play your PlayStation on the go. It also works with Steam Link. I did try that out on my computer, so I'm able to play video games from my PC to my phone. I felt like that didn't work as well as my PlayStation, but it does work. I don't know if maybe I just had a bad connection. I didn't use it nearly as much. I only tried that one time just to see if it would work, and it does work. I mostly play with my PlayStation 5 directly to the Backbone on the Galaxy S21. So there you go. Hopefully that helps out. If it does, please like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of stuff. We do play a lot of games over on Twitch, so come and say hello and ask me any questions that you may have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.